Apple Card is the credit card created by Apple. You earn 3% daily cash back up front when you use it to buy a new iPhone 15, AirPods, or any products at Apple. And you can automatically grow your daily cash at 4.15% annual percentage yield when you open a high-yield savings account. Apply for Apple Card in the Wallet app on iPhone. Apple Card subject to credit approval. Savings is available to Apple Card owners subject to eligibility. Savings accounts by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC. Terms apply.
Hello and welcome to a new podcast, The Paddock and the Pavilion with Stephen Wallace. In each show, Stephen will interview someone connected to the world of horse racing or cricket.
Hello everyone. On today's podcast, we are focusing on Newmarket, but it's not about racing. I'm with Mark Nunn and Max Pipe of Newmarket Cricket Club, who are grabbing some of the sporting headlines at the home of world horse racing. How are you both today?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm very well, thank you.
Well, thank you both for joining me on the Paddock and the Pavilion. What are you thinking about this cold weather at the moment?
Oh, it's absolutely fine. I've grown and get used to it. I've been living here for a while now, so I'm enjoying the weather here because it changes. So I'd rather it to be a bit cold than too hot, if I'm being honest.
Oh, that's surprising coming from a West Indian, actually praising the British weather. But before I get to chat about your cricket careers and the Stampede as they're known, for our listeners, Newmarket are playing in the Whitings, Cams and Hunts Premier League Division 2. How has the season been going so far, Mark?
The season's gone really well so far. You know, as a brand new club, we didn't really know what to expect, and same with this sort of the opposition you play against. But so far, we've played 2 games, won both, and had 1 rained off. So as a start goes, I mean, 2 wins out of 3 is perfect for us, really.
And Max, well, actually, and Mark, you both got centuries in the first game.
Yes, we did. I think we came together we were in a bit of a spot of bother. As you know, we're new to this league, so we don't know what to expect from the opposition team. So me and Mark, we decided to put our heads down and see how far we can take the team, and we did reasonably well. I think both of we did excellent, as a matter of fact, because I think that's probably a record in the league. We put on over 200 and something runs partnership with Mark scoring 100 and myself scoring 100 not out. So that was absolutely brilliant and a fabulous start for the Stampedes.
Yeah, this was against Ufford Park. I was going to ask you how big the partnership. So it was over 200, was it?
Yes, it was.
And Mark, you're playing 50 overs. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah. Every league game is 50 overs. Last Saturday against Fox and Twos, we had to reduce it to 40 overs. Obviously, rain-affected game, so we sort of tried our best to try and reduce it to get a game in. And luckily, we sort of managed to sort of dodge the weather, and luckily we got a result which went in our favour as well.
And Max, just turning to you, you've played first-class cricket for the Leeward Islands between 2005 and 2008, and you've played against the likes of Ramnaresh Sarwan, Andre Russell, Tino Best and Kieran Pollard, just to name a few of them. What was it like playing for the Leeward Islands?
Oh, it was quite nice. I did enjoy it. It could be pressure sometimes because there is always expectation on you to do well. Even if you just get into the team, people expect you because when you do well on the national scene, your expectation goes up. So I was one of those players who did well on the national scene, get into the team, and the expectation was that I will do well from the get-go. But unfortunately, I did not live up to expectation and my ability. And I personally am a bit disappointed at my performance. I could have done a lot better because I know my ability and I know the type of player that I was coming up against. But it was really nice experience seeing these guys now who I played against and tell you and stuff like that. It was nice to see that I played against these guys.
Yeah, I mean, you say Andre Russell and Kieran Pollard, 2 of the most famous IPL players in the world.
Yeah, I don't think people still get to see these guys actually hit the ball because I get to see close-up look of Pollard, and trust me, some of those sixes I saw him hit in Trinidad, they are very, very huge sixes. I couldn't believe that a human being could hit the ball that far. So seeing it on telly is a complete different thing than seeing him in real life. And he's a huge guy. He's very, very big. I'm probably a bit taller than Nanny, but Kieran Pollard make me look like a baby when I stand next to him.
Well, I know in one of the earlier podcasts I spoke to John Maynard, your head coach, who suffered one day in one of the Stanford Sixes games when Kieran Pollard took a liking to John's bowling. Don't tell him I said that. But, you said earlier you're used to our weather, but how long have you been playing cricket in the UK?
Well, it's over 11 years. I used to play for a club, Leeward, in Hertfordshire. So I played for Leeward quite a few games, and I did enjoy my time there. It was nice, very nice club and stuff like that. And well, I just leave this year to go out for Newmarket, and so far I'm enjoying it. The hospitality and the camaraderie there is really nice, and the welcome I got from the guys that make me feel at home there.
Well, good. Thanks for that. Just turning to you, Mark. You've played a high standard of club cricket in East Anglia for Cambridge Granta and Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. And you also played minor county cricket for Cambridgeshire and Suffolk. What have been your own career highlights?
I think, as a kid, I played all the age groups of Suffolk, and then I got picked up by Middlesex when I was 16 in the academy. So I signed for Middlesex, played handful of games in the twos as well. I remember opening the bowling with Stephen Finn. So I was on the sort of like the verge and the cusp of a professional game, but maybe, when you're young and naive and you maybe make the wrong choices and maybe go to parties or go out with friends rather than sort of sacrifice and to get to the next level, that's probably sort of held me back. But, you don't take nothing away from it. The guys who make it, they work really hard and they deserve the chance. So, I've enjoyed playing club cricket. I've played, minor counties for Suffolk and Cambridgeshire. It's a good standard. You play against very good players. So I'm blessed in that respect to play against other good cricketers around. So, I've enjoyed my time, but I've still got plenty more to give. I'm only 32, so I've still got more to aim for.
Oh, it's still a very young age. And interesting to hear that you played with Stephen Finn, who played and had a successful early career for England.
Yeah, his career speaks for itself, doesn't it? When you play against him at an early age, you can see certain things when you play with people, even at a young age. You can see that there's something about them, there's a spark, and he was a big guy, so I think bowling from probably 6'6", and he used to hit the deck hard, bowl with good pace, and you can just almost sort of know then that this guy's got something special. He's probably going to go on and play for the country. So, fair play to him. He's done really well.
And what made you decide to join Newmarket this season?
I'm good friends with Frank. So I've known the chairman, Frank Stead, for probably about 18, 19 years. And I was one of the founding members of the club, really. Even Frank had the idea of having his own cricket club. Newmarket came about, and he sort of asked me what I thought about it. And we sat down, me, him, and the secretary, David Ravel, spoke about how we could do it and what we needed to do. So we basically created a plan of what we thought we could do to create the club, and we sort of went for it. And we didn't get keys to the ground till November 2020. At Christmas, we had 4 players. But fast forward to now, in May, we've got 30 senior players signed up. We've got 15 junior players signed up. We've got a committee. We've managed to sort the ground out. We've got our own kit, our own merchandise, our own website, very good social media page. So as a club, we've got all the equipment as well. Not forgetting that everything on the ground we had to buy ourselves. So we're a club that's brand new. So we need stuff like boundary ropes, stumps. These are basic things that people don't even take into consideration. But you should be surprised how much the cost can quickly shoot up. Just the most basic things. So we've had to really plan it from scratch, but bit by bit we've grown, and here we are today. And I think we've done really, really well.
Yeah, you've come a long way, and it's looks a very professional outfit at Newmarket, as you can see from the website, actually social media, and you've had a good support from local companies with sponsorship. I see Charlie Fellows Racing is one of your sponsors as well.
Yeah, we really wanted to get into the town and approach the businesses within Newmarket and actually try and give them a cricket club that they can be proud of, really, in the town, because there's no cricket club, and the size of Newmarket, they should have sporting clubs, and they should be a hub of the town. Obviously, horse racing is always going to be the main attraction, of course, but it doesn't mean there can't be other sports that prosper as well. And we just felt that the businesses within there, could be approached, and we did that, and we sort of explained what we're trying to do as a club, and quite a few of them have got on board, and that's what we want to do. We want to keep it local as possible, and grow it from there.
Well, that's good to hear. Max, was it John Maynard that was the man that got you to come to Newmarket?
Yes, he did. I think a couple of years ago he wanted me to come and play for old club with him, where his first club that he started playing with. So he had tried to get me a couple of years ago, but I declined the offer. I was like, no, I can't do my club that, because I have to give them advance notice before I leave and stuff like that, because I try to do everything in a professional manner, so I just don't want to leave a club midway through the season because someone wants me to play for their club. So I think last year he called me and told me about the ideas they have in store and what they wanted to do, what they set out to do, and what they want to end up and stuff like that. Because they don't want it to be just like a club start now and then fold the next minute. So they have a long-term vision. And if you notice now, we have youth section and stuff like that, and we also have sponsors coming on board, thanks to the chairman and Mark himself, who've been working not just as someone to organize stuff with sponsorship and stuff like that. Mark have been one who've been there helping, coaching, set up the grounds and stuff like that. So Mark himself have been very instrumental by to make sure that Newmarket is there to stay. So he's been encouraging me and hoping that this club stay there for as long as I know myself, or maybe until I die. I would like to see the club prosper and move forward and be a part of the community of Newmarket and encourage people to come out and support the club and be part of the club, because we want it to be like a family stuff where family are invited to come and join the club. You don't have to be a plain member, but also a member to be on the club and make sure that the club move forward and be part of the community in Newmarket.
Well, that's nice to hear. And John's still playing as well, I believe.
Yes, he is, and I think he's surprised me, because it's been a while I haven't seen him bowl, and he surprised me at his tender age of 52 that he's still bowling quite sharp and could get the ball to the batsman's head easily without even trying. So I'm looking forward to see him play on better wickets and quicker wickets and see a couple of balls whistle across batsman and stuff like that. It looked so far, it looked like it will be an interesting prospect looking forward to the season.
Yeah, he likes to get the ball up, doesn't he, John? Doesn't he? Yeah.
He have a reputation, so he have to defend that reputation, because he have a reputation known as a dentist. So I won't like to see him hit a couple of batsmen for sure. I don't like to see people getting injury, but at least I like to see him with a few cross batsman face and stuff like that, which look a bit interesting and remind us of the calypso music.
Well, it's good to see him still playing at 52. And from this weekend, people will be able to come and watch you at the Severals as well.
Yes, yeah. I think, yeah, because as you know, the government ruling, they have lift restrictions, so I'm hoping to see a few more people come out and take a look and see what we're all about and stuff like that.
Well, let's hope we get some better weather as well. Mark, you mentioned, and so did Max, about youth cricket at Newmarket. Have you got sort of junior coaching and some junior sides at Newmarket?
I mean, we don't have any sort of junior sides in terms of sort of competitive youth cricket at the moment. I mean, it's very hard when you're a brand new club. There's a lot of kids in and around Newmarket there's never been a club for them in the town. So they play for local clubs, Burwell, Exton, Mildenhall, Chippenham, as an example. And that's because they've been running for a long time and they've got the youth system sort of well established. So, we're never going to compete straight away. It's something that you've got to slowly build up. If you look at any club that starts a youth section, they never prosper in the first couple of years. They have to build the foundations first before the club can then move to the next level. But slowly but surely, you can move that to the next level. We're sort of lucky and fortunate to have somebody like John Maynard, who's coached at a very high level. He's got a lot of experience, and he's a big pull in terms of, no disrespect to other clubs, but not many have got a player that's been knocking on the door for the West Indies and has that sort of Northamptonshire and Leeward Islands background in coaching. So to have someone like that to lead it is a big pull. And I think the kids who are there at the moment, although not a massive amount at the moment, I think they're thoroughly enjoying it, and I think they're thoroughly learning and developing as they go along. So that's only, it can only be good for us future, and hopefully that word will spread and more kids will come. And it's always about the future of the club, and junior cricket is the most important thing to give these kids an opportunity to play.
Yeah, I think you're right. And after we mustn't forget the last 12 months for any sort of young boy or girl being cooped up at home, the chance to play sport and hopefully play cricket is going to be very important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at anything to do with the world in the last sort of 12 months to 18 months, it's been a hard time for a lot of people. So, if we can provide something for the community of Newmarket and get kids active again and improve their health and well-being, that can only be a good thing. So, we're very proud of what we've achieved, but we're certainly not going to just stop at what we've done so far. We're looking to keep going and further develop what we've got.
What are your sort of hopes for this season?
I mean, if I start with the junior section, I mean, we are looking to get to the point where potentially we could create some sort of friendlies towards the end of the season, maybe for the juniors that we've got. It'll probably be a mixed age group instead of like individual age groups. But by next year, we're hoping we can potentially, maybe enter 1 or 2 teams in the league, maybe at sort of the 13 level. But that would be the dream. But like anything, we understand that it was going to take time to build. So whether we do or we don't, we'll see where we are come the end of the season. But I mean, if you want to switch that to the senior side, I'd like to think with the side we've got and the start we've had that we can be very competitive towards the top end of the table. I don't want to be arrogant and say that we're going to win the league undefeated because, that's just a wrong sort of thing for me to say. But what I can say is I think we're going to be highly competitive in every game. I think no team's going to be able to walk over us. I know that much because we've got a lot of ability. But like I said as well, we don't know what some of these teams are like. We've not been to some of the grounds before. So you have to respect who you're playing against and not take anyone for granted. So that's certainly what we're going to do. And we'll try our best in every game.
I mean, it's very early days. I presume it's 2 up, I guess, from Division 2 to Division 1.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it's 2 teams get promoted. So, we're definitely hoping to be one of those.
And Max, yourself personally, have you got a sort of run target for the season?
Well, to be honest, I'm gonna set my stall a bit high because I told the coach that I'm looking to score close to 1,000 runs or over 1,000 runs, and so far I think I'm on that road to get there. But the coach is setting it even a bit high. So you should score more than 1,000 runs. So I hope I don't let no one down because, as you know, we all know that cricket is a funny game, and sometimes good balls get you out, or sometimes you get yourself out. Depends on circumstance. So hopefully I can put my head down and score lots of runs for Newmarket, take lots of wicket catches and do my best to make sure. I know the skipper don't want to be arrogant, but I'm looking to win the league. So I don't mind saying that. I'm looking to win the league.
Well, it's best to be positive, isn't it? And hopefully with some better weather and some more sunshine, the wickets will suit your batting as well, Max.
Well, I'm hoping so because at the moment it's a bit sticky, so it's very difficult. You have to take your time and get yourself in. And I saw that on Saturday gone where I gave my hands up because the wicket was sticking and I went through the shot too early. And I was quite disappointed. I was upset with myself and I honestly can't wait for next Saturday to come to rectify it and make sure that I don't get myself out like that and be a bit more patient.
Well, thank you very much for the 2 of you for joining me here on the Paddock and the Pavilion. Any final thoughts, Mark, as Vice Chairman, about Newmarket Cricket Club? I'm pleased to hear that you're looking towards the long term and it's not a short-term project. And with all the sponsors and the backing of the local community, that augurs well for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no point setting a club up just to be a short-term fix. I mean, it's I think we've got a lot more about us than doing that. I think there's we've created a plan, and we want to be here and create something for Newmarket that we're proud of for a very long time. And it's something that really you can sort of almost leave a legacy for future generations to take over. And that's how clubs have always worked through. If you look at the history, clubs always work like that, and they build, and then through the years you get new volunteers, new players come through, and it takes it on. And I think I think the thing about cricket clubs is that that's the beauty of them, having these people that take them on, and clubs that have been successful. And look at the top clubs in the area, the ones that have played in the Premier League since it started. These clubs have got great foundations. They've got great people that look after the club, people in roles, very well organised, committees that give endless amount of voluntary hours. And I think that's what it's about. You can't bear in mind that the voluntary hours that people give, going down the ground, preparing the pitch, going down to do coaching at night, even the most basic things, just by turning up and maybe making a scorer a cup of tea. You can't, these things are, people take out of context sometimes, but they're so important to how cricket clubs function, and we know that. I've been around, I've been at clubs. To be honest, my mum and dad are on the committee at Bury, so I've grew up as a junior, 6 years of age at Bury, so I've been there most of my life. So I know how a club works. So does Max, when he's been at clubs, and he knows how these work and how the committee develops cricket clubs. And if you want them to have longevity, it's important that we have volunteers that come forward, and it's important that we grow something for the community and not just about a few individuals. It has to be about everybody, all inclusive.
Yeah, certainly. Volunteers are the lifeblood of cricket, and thanks to both of you for being on the Paddock and the Pavilion, and the best of luck for the weekend. Where are you playing this weekend?
We're playing at home this weekend, so hopefully that we could see some people come down and support us and see what we're all about. So hopefully see some people out on the weekend, and thank you for having us.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining me, and the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Paddock and the Pavilion. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and now on Instagram at the Pad and Pad. Don't forget, if you like the show, please do leave us a rating and review.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
We all know a guy who only occasionally shaves for big occasions, and it's because that occasional shave really hurts. It's the time of year for big occasions, and yet there he is, suffering with that cheap drugstore razor. Let's help him out. Henson Shaving's line of razors, built with aerospace precision, deliver a smooth shave your dad, brother, and even son can enjoy, eventually. With replacement blades just 10 cents each, you'll buy it once, and they'll use it for life. How's that for the perfect gift? Celebrate with 100 free blades on your first purchase, and no subscription headaches. HensonShaving.com/holiday.